Hello, everyone. Hi, people. Can everyone see me? And can everyone hear me? I hope I'm audible and I hope I'm visible. Please, if you can hear me, please leave me a comment. Hi, everyone. All right. Oh, sorry, I'm echoing. Please, I'm trying to connect my others. I'm trying to see your comments from my other device. Alrighty. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. We are live. Let me put this here. All right, welcome everyone. Let me just give me 5 minutes. Let's wait for more people to join. Let's wait for more people to join. I know we're already what 7 minutes in, but please let's just give people more time to join. Alrighty, welcome everyone. Oh, this device is echoing. Stop echoing. Let me put it at a distance so I can, because I needed to see your comments. All right, everyone, you are welcome. I hope you can hear me. Welcome, 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 welcome. All right, so I really, really apologize. Oh my goodness, this thing is echoing. I can't. guess I'll just have to go without, I'll just have to go like this. Please, hope everyone can hear and see me. I want to share my screen. Apologies for the lateness, my goodness. Sometimes you you prepare and prepare, and at the last minute, things just fall apart. So my sincere apologies for starting late. It was due to circumstances beyond my control. But I hope everyone can hear me and I hope everyone can see me. Please, if you can hear me and if you can see me, please leave me a comment. Please just say I can hear you. If you can hear and see me, please just leave me a comment. All right, great. So I'll be sharing my screen in a bit. I'll be sharing my screen in a bit. Okay. Please let me know if you can see my screen. Um, Sadly, I've had to end my, I've had to close this other screen because of the echo. So please, if you can see my screen, let me know. I think I need to. Alrighty, so you're welcome to the Style for Authority workshop. It's a workshop for female leaders and executives who are ready to take charge of how they are seen and heard. My name is Oleri Odiodio. For those of you that are meeting me for the first time, some of you are already acquainted with me. My name is Oleria Diodio, and I'm a transformational style coach as well as a certified image consultant. So I've been featured on a host of publications. I was recognized as one of the 50 most impactful voices in Africa. This was last year. I've been featured on magazines and platforms like Glacier, The Guardian, and so on and so forth. I've worked with top level female executives, consultants, experts in different sectors all around the world. And it's my pleasure to meet every single one of you. But I would love to meet you officially. So please introduce yourself, your name, and tell me where you're watching me from, and probably how you even got to hear about me. How did you hear about Oleri? So your name, where you're tuning in from, and how you found me. How did you find Oleri? How did you hear about me? Please leave your chats. Again, I love my workshops to be very, very, very interactive. So I'll be expecting feedback from you. I'll be asking questions. I'll be expecting feedback. So in that way, the class can be, it can be very interesting. It can be lively. Okay. So your name, where you are tuning in from, and how you heard about me. How did you find out about O'Leary? Please leave your comments so I can meet you all. So I can meet you. I'm so excited about today's topic. It's very, 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 very interesting. I am 110% sure that you get value, and it's going to be very precise, so we're not going to spend so much time. Max, this workshop is going to be 1 hour, and then I'll give, say, 15 minutes, 15 minutes for questions if you have any. Please, I implore you to stay till the end, because at the end I have a very juicy package for you. So please stay till the end. Please, I can't see your comments. What's going on? What's going on? All right, Shade Thompson from Nigeria got you. Okay, from Instagram, from an Instagram ad. It's so lovely to meet you, Shade. So lovely to meet you, Shade. What do you do? Tell me, what do you do? All right, so let's carry on. Let's jump into today's session. Let's jump right into, let's get down to the business of the day. Okay, Shade is a lecturer. So nice to meet you, Shade. And it's so lovely to meet everyone in here today. So what we will be covering today, this is just an overview of what we are going to be covering today. Number one, we are going to be covering the foundation of authority. Remember, it's a Style for Authority workshop. So we're going to be laying the foundation of authority. And then I'm going to be talking about core elements of authority style. And then I'm going to be giving you an action plan / next steps so that you can implement all that we're going to talk about here today. Are we excited? I am excited. All right. So what is authority? Please, I want to see your sessions. I want this session to be very interactive, please. So I expect your feedback. When you hear the word authority, what comes to mind? What comes to mind when you hear authority? What comes to mind when you hear the word authority? What does authority really mean? What does it mean to you? Authority, because that's what we're talking about today. Style for authority. So, what does the word authority mean to you? When you hear the word authority, what comes to mind? Please, someone should give me a definition. Tell me the first thing that comes to your mind when you think or when you hear the word authority. Tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word authority? Power. Great. Nkiri says responsibility over others. Kate says power. I love it. I love it. As women in leadership, do you think authority is important? Do you think as women, do you think it's important for us to have authority? I want to hear your thoughts. I would say that authority is the ability to command, to lead. Amazing. Amazing. This class is alive. This class is alive. This is the kind of class that gingers me. So, as a woman in leadership, how important do you think authority is what? Exactly, exactly. I love this class. I love this class. So, when it comes to style, I want to tell you what I define authority as. Authority is the ability to project confidence, competence, and leadership through one's appearance, demeanor, and overall presence. It's about presenting yourself in a way that commands respect, trust, and recognition without having to speak a word. Now, how many of you would want to be able to wield that level of power? That without speaking a word, your presence alone commands authority. It commands respect. It commands tension. How many of us would want to wield that kind of power? I. How many of us would want to wield that level of power where just from someone looking at you, you are accorded the respect that you deserve? You are treated like dignity just from someone looking at you without you having to speak, without you having to say, this is what I am, this is what I do you know who I am? No, without having to do all of that. Just from your outlook, just from someone looking at you, how many of you would want to wield that level of power, that level of authority? I want to build a level of power by mere appearance. Amazing. Amazing. Everyone wants that. Now, why is it important to build authority, especially as female leaders? So perhaps you are a corporate leader, maybe a corporate executive, like Nkiru said. I think it was Nkiru that said she's a lecturer, right? So as a lecturer, as a consultant, as an expert, why is it important for us to build authority, especially as women in leadership? Number one, authority brings about increased credibility and trust. So when you have authority, naturally people are going to trust you. Naturally, you appear credible. People think you're credible just because you have authority. Your presence commands authority. Number two, it leads to greater influence and impact. If you're in leadership, there comes a point in time in your career, in your service, and whatever you're doing, that you begin to move away from just working, I'm just a leader, I'm just leading the team, to impacting. You begin to look up, you begin to think more of what's my purpose? How can I create impact? Not just in my little sector. Of course, if you start from my little sector, but how can I create impact not just around me but globally? It also brings about career advancement and opportunities. So when you naturally can command authority, then you are recognized for boardrooms. It's easy for you to get appointment into board roles. It's easy for you to get into the C-suite. It's easy for you to get promotion. It's easy for you to pivot, expand your practice, get international speaking engagements if you are a speaker, if you are able to build authority. There's also the ability to navigate biases and challenges. What does that mean? So perhaps you are a woman in a male dominated industry. Just like Nkiru said, she's a lecturer. A lot of lecturers are men. I would say the lecturing sphere is a male dominated industry. So when you are looking to the importance of building authorities, that it enables you to navigate biases like that. You're a woman in a male dominated industry, you can easily command attention. You can easily command respect without having to speak or demand it. Maybe you are a middle-aged woman in corporate, and it's like, oh, attention is going to like younger entries. But when you build authority, you are able to rise above that kind of bias. You're able to rise above that kind of challenge. Now we're going to be laying the foundation of authority. That's the first step we are going to be doing. We're going to be laying the foundation of authority. Now, when it comes to authority, there are two foundations of authority. In fact, I like to think of it like a house. How do they lay the foundation of the house? From what I've seen, I may be wrong. They put rods sometimes. They put rods and then they pour the cement or lay the blocks to ensure that the foundation is solid. So the foundation of authority is number one, identity. So identity is the rod, those rods that you put so that the foundation can hold still, can hold its place. And then the second is representation and personal branding. And I'll just be slightly walking you through what this means and how you can leverage these tools. Identity, how can you craft a strong identity? How can you build on your personal brand? Identity. Identity is discovering who you are beyond your qualifications. Now, when it comes to a lot of female leaders, it's very difficult for us to separate our identity from our work, right? If you are not a lecturer, it's difficult to say who are you aside that? Who are you aside being an executive at work? Who are you aside being a consultant, being a doctor? Who are you beyond all that? That's your identity. Your identity is who you are. Who you are. If you were stripped off of every single thing that you have, that's your identity. Now, a lot of women do not have a strong identity, and that's why They attach themselves to their work. They tie their worth to their work because they've not defined their identity. And there's something I put here: presenting versus embodying. When you've not found your identity, it's just you're just making a presentation, more or less. You just act. You are just occupying a position. You are just acting as if. Versus a woman that has discovered her identity, she embodies. She's an embodiment of who God has called her to be. Now, one story that I'm very fond of is that of Gideon and the 300 soldiers. This story to me is a depiction of identity. Just to break it down, Gideon, the Midianites were against the Israelites, and God called Gideon, to defend Israel. And Gideon got his soldiers, about 32,000 of them. And God was like, no, 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 these soldiers are too much. If they go against the Midianites, they will think that it was because of their number that they could, defeat the Midianites. So what you should do, Gideon, and it's a very ironical story because Gideon was already afraid, even with his 32,000 soldiers. Gideon was stricken with fear. But God said, you know what? Slash the soldiers. Tell those that are afraid to go home. 22,000 of those soldiers went home. Gideon was left with 10,000 soldiers, I think. 10,000 soldiers. And God said, they are still too much. Do you know what we're going to do? We're going to give them a test. Take them to the river and watch how they drink water. The one that bends down to drink, take them out. The ones that stand and take the water up to their face to drink, those are the ones that will go with you to war. And out of 10,000 soldiers, only 300, lapped their water close to their mouth, took their water to their mouth to drink. And for the longest time, I thought, what does this story imply? Why would God test people with water? The truth is, it wasn't just a water test. It wasn't a drinking water test. It was an identity test. It wasn't a water test. It was an identity test. God wanted to know the soldiers that knew who they were beyond their soldier uniforms, beyond them getting ready for war. God wanted to know if who knew who he was. The soldiers that knew who they were. It says something about identity. Because when you bend down to drink like an animal, it says something about how you see yourself, right? It says something about how you value yourself. So God knew that the people that stood, that were on alert, that took their water to their mouth, lapped it, to their mouth, like normal human beings, those were the ones that were fit for war. And hence, those were the ones that were fit for glory. What does this story teach us? Identity influences how you show up in every moment, even in the smallest of actions. So for Gideon and his 300 soldiers, it was a water test. Perhaps for you, it's a task in the office. Perhaps for you, you're called to represent. Perhaps for you, it's something bigger. You're called to speak. Perhaps for you, it's just a tiny moment where you have to show and prove that you have a strong identity. It's not enough to have a role. You need to embody the traits and beliefs that align with that role. So, like Gideon and his 300 soldiers, those were soldiers on duty and off duty. They knew that even though I'm not in the battlefield, being a soldier is an instinctive thing. I represent myself anywhere, I'm on alert, anywhere, in any situation. That is identity. So it's not enough for you to have a role. It's not enough for you to be the CEO and founder of a multinational company, of a group of companies. It's not enough to be an executive at work. It's not enough to have a team working under you. But do you embody the traits and beliefs that align with that leadership position? What again do we learn from Gideon and his 300 soldiers who knew their identity? True leaders understand who they are, and that's what makes them stand out. That in a group of 32,000, only 300 people could stand out. That's what identity does. That is what identity does. And that's why it's important to have a solid identity. Your authority begins from within. When you understand who you are at your core, who you are, who God has called you to be, you show up authentically. Only then can you align your style to reflect that identity and build a strong, authentic presence. So, do you see how identity is that foundation? Are those rods that I said hold the foundation together? It starts with identity. The second foundation of authority is personal branding. So now we've put in the rods, our foundation is coming together. So now we want to lay the bricks or pour the cement or whatever we need to make that foundation rock solid. The next step is personal branding. Personal branding is the second foundation of authority. But what is personal branding? What is personal branding? So when you think of personal branding, when you hear the word branding or branding as a word, what comes to mind? Please leave a chat for me. When you hear the word branding, what do you think about? What's personal branding to you? What is personal branding to you? Please leave me comments. What is personal branding? What does personal branding mean to you? When you hear the word, excuse me, when you hear the word or you hear the term personal branding, what comes to your mind? Yes, my active class. I need your feedback. I need feedback, please, please, please. I need feedback. When you hear the word personal branding, what comes to your mind? Okay, identity. Here it says unique identifier. You actually, indeed, you are a lecturer. Unique identifier. I love that. I love that. Identity. I'm asking this because when we talk about personal branding, I find that a lot of people think, oh, I only have a personal brand if I have a brand online. So someone like myself that has videos on YouTube, that has posts on LinkedIn, that has videos on Instagram, people think personal branding is only limited to that. So only if I share my knowledge online, that's when that's what we call personal branding. No, that's so far from the truth. Someone said one's uniqueness, originality. Shoma says, I would like to say personal branding is how you want people to perceive you. Powerful. So powerful, so powerful. Bethany says the whole, so powerful. Now, what if I told you personal branding was super easy? It's not even that complex. Personal branding is very easy. We all have a personal brand. Now, this is what personal branding is. This is what branding means. Branding is simply what people think of you when they see or hear you. That's simple. So if someone hears Bethany, what comes to their mind? What do they think about? If someone hears Oleri or Diodio, what do they think about? If someone hears Chioma, what do they think about? If someone hears Nq, what do they think about? That simply is branding. Branding is simply what people think of you when they see or hear you. Now, if you're a female leader, it is dangerous. It is dangerous to leave your narrative, to leave your branding to other people. Because what happens if you are not intentional about your branding? What would happen is people will define that brand for you. So when they see you, what comes to their mind? Are they like, this one is here again? Why did she wear that thing today? Now what? What comes to people's minds when they see or hear you? Or when they see or hear you, is it authority that comes to their mind? Is it, that's a leader indeed. She always looks amazing. What comes to mind when people see or hear you? Now, if what comes to mind when people see or hear you is not like reinforcing, powerful, it's not, something positive, then it means that you have been negligent with your personal brand. And we are going to fix that, and I'm going to show you how. But first of all, I want to know what's one word that describes how you want others to see you? What's one word that describes how you want others to see you? So, how would you want others to see you? Let me know. Leave me comment. Just one word. I just need one word that describes how you would want others to see you. Please leave me that chat. What one word that describes how you would want other people to see you? Just one word. What's that one word that you would want to come to mind when people see you, when people hear you? Christy says elegant. Amazing. Amazing. Such a powerful word. Imagine someone just says, "You're always elegant." Christy, you're such an elegant woman. Such a powerful word. Nkiru says competent. Now, isn't that a word that's just so powerful? Isn't that a word that a female leader should just embody? Competent. Competent. Amazing. Avec said life changer. Okay, okay, okay. But Avec, you're not specific enough. Life changer. What does life changer mean? Thomas says elegant. Amazing. Amazing. You see, words are very powerful. Words are a form of identity. Words are a form of identity. Words bring a distinction. Words bring a distinction. So words are very powerful. Rosemary says adorable. Okay, interesting. Adorable. Okay, okay. That's an interesting word. Adorable. Shadi says trustworthy. Very, 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 very powerful words. Now I ask this for a reason. Because when it comes to your personal branding, the words that you want to be associated with form the pillar of your personal brand. We're talking about representation and personal branding. And this is how you craft the visual language of your leadership as a female leader. Your image is an extension of your brand. Think about it. How do you know a policeman? When you see a policeman, how do you know he's a policeman? Because he's wearing a police uniform. How do you know a policeman from a soldier? Their uniforms are very different. How do you recognize a pilot? He has a uniform. How do you recognize an air hostess? She has a uniform. You see, our brand, our representation is not just a piece of clothing, it's a strong identifier. So, in other words, as a female leader, you should have a uniform. And when I mean a uniform, I don't mean something that you wear every day. No. I mean that your embodiment, your representation, as we're talking about, your representation and branding should be that of a leader. One should be able to look at you, look at your image, and say, you look like an executive. You dress like an important person. Just from how you look, someone should be able to say something about you. Your image is an extension of the brand. The words that you want to be associated with form the foundation of your personal brand. Aligning your appearance with your leadership position creates a strong personal brand. Now, I want to give you an example. This is my client, Fumi. Now, this was before we worked together. I just want you to take a wild guess who Fumi is. If you were to judge Fumi from just looking at Fumi, please just honest. I'm not trying to put my clients on blast here at all. My clients all have my permission to to use their photos. So, just mere looking at Fumi, if you were to guess, please, if you were to guess, what would you guess Fumi is? What would you guess her profession is? Please leave me a chat. Looking at Fumi, this was before we worked together. What, if you had to say, guess what she does, guess her profession, what would come to mind? What would be the first guess? What would come to mind if you were to walk past Fumi on the streets, or if you were to just see Fumi somewhere? What would you think she does? Rosemary said sales rep. Okay, interesting. Rosemary said sales rep. Any other person? Any other person? What would you what would you think Fumi's role is? Fumi looks like work from home housewife. Chioma says business woman. Someone says a marketer. Interesting. Now, do you see how image and branding can create a perception about how you view someone, can create a perception about how you are viewed and how you're perceived? Now, shocker. Fumi is the founder of Nigeria's second largest pharmaceutical chain. But who would have guessed that? Fumi is a CEO and founder of Nigeria's second largest pharmaceutical chain. Fumi is a big deal. When Fumi came to me, Fumi said that she felt her style did not align with her status and her influence. And she rightfully said, someone said sales rep, someone said stay at home mom. But this is very far from who Fumi is. Fumi is actually none of this. Fumi is a successful entrepreneur. Now, Fumi knew she was capable. She knows her onion, she knows her work, she leads an incredible team. But her representation did not reflect that. So Fumi needed to embody the words that she wanted to be known for. So what did we do? After identifying her pillar words, we transformed her image to align with those words. And this ensured that her brand spoke powerfully without needing to say a word. People are surprised. Someone said, wow, would never have guessed. This is the importance of branding. This is the importance of branding, rather. Now, this is Fumi after, in fact, this was just during our work. This was just not too long into our work. And the funny thing is, these are clothes that Fumi had. Fumi just didn't know how to work with them. She just didn't know how to put them together. Do you understand? So, first is Fumi had to identify her pillar words. What would I want someone to think of me when they see me? What's the word I want to come to their mind? And we had to build her image around those words. Now, if you look at Fumi's image, if she tells you, does she not look like someone who actually owns a chain of pharmacies? Doesn't she look like that? And this was what Fumi had to say after our work together. She said, for the first time in my life, I genuinely love my body. I'm more confident than I have ever been. I look forward to getting dressed every day. There's just a clear difference between the old me and the new me. Even my staffs attest to this. The mindset sessions really were eye opening. I would say my transformation has greatly impacted my leadership. And this is what I always say, your appearance, your image is a tool. It's a tool that can impact greatly your leadership. Now, why is representation and branding so powerful? Why is it so important when it comes to building authority? Number one, it brings a confidence boost. Fumi says, I am more confident than I have ever been. When your appearance aligns with your representation, it enhances your confidence and presence. And what do we know about confidence? What do we know about confidence? Christy says she looks like an executive now, rightfully so. Here says great transformation. Exactly. What do we know about confidence? The truth is, people do not see you through their eyes, they see you through your eyes. And that's why self perception is very important. So, representation and branding hold such a power because it brings a confidence boost. When you are more confident, it impacts the quality of your leadership. Secondly, impact on leadership. A strong personal brand increases your influence and solidifies your place as a respected leader. Thirdly, authenticity. Representation rooted in your chosen words ensures that your style feels genuine and aligns with your true self. What do we know about authenticity? You don't want to dress up looking like someone else. Sometimes what happens in corporate organizations is people tend to mirror each other's style. So you see something on your colleague that looks nice, you want to wear it, you want to dress like that. Why? Because you have not found your own pillar words, you've not found your authenticity. You've not figured out what are the words that I want to describe it. So what you do is you mirror someone else's brand, but how about your own brand? You don't want to look like a copycat. Even if you draw inspiration from someone, you want to draw inspiration tactfully, you want to draw inspiration from someone in a way that it aligns with your own representation and your personal brand. Your representation and brand is your silent ambassador. When it aligns with the words you choose, you build authority effortlessly. Effortlessly. And we can see that rightfully from Fumi's transformation. Again, this was her before and this is her after. Clear distinction. Someone said she looks like an executive now. Someone said she looks like an executive now. And that was exactly what Fumi wanted. Fumi wanted that when someone steps into her organization, immediately someone knows who is the boss. Someone said sales rep. This is someone that controls tons of sales reps. But it's ironical that before now she could be easily mistaken for the sales rep, the power of personal branding, the power of identity. So we've laid the two foundations for authority. Let's move to part two. Remember, our workshop has three parts. Let's move to part two. The core element of authority style. If you want to have a style that commands authority, what are the two core elements? Number one would be face and body type mastery. So you have to master your face type and your body type. Number two would be you have to master how to create your unique power looks. And very slightly, we're going to break them down. Body type mastery is simply dressing for your unique shape because no, everyone has a different body type, and that's why you should never mimic or imitate someone's style because one thing that's worthy of note is your body type. You don't all have the same body type. Understanding your body type is the key. Excuse me. Understanding your body type is the key to dressing in a way that complements your unique shape and builds authority. You see, when it comes to dressing for your body type, it's not just about creating flattering looks. No, it's not about that. It's deeper than that. Why is body type mastery important? Why does it matter? Number one, it enhances your confidence and comfort in your own skin. Do you know that according to research, 95% percent of weight that their body was not. I had more hips. I wish I had flatter tummy. I wish my arms didn't flap here. I wish this, I wish that. But I wish you knew that your body wasn't the problem. You just haven't mastered your body type. When you gain body type mastery, you become comfortable in your own skin. You get to understand that my body was never the problem. I just didn't know how to dress for my body. I didn't know how to honor my body. Why body type mastery matters? It helps you understand the cuts, the fabrics, the silhouettes that work best for your body. Do you know that the wrong outfit, the wrong cut, the wrong silhouette can alter your body shape? It can completely change your body shape and make you look like something that you are not. When you don't understand body type mastery, when you haven't mastered your body type. When you master your body type, you can create looks, not just looks that are flattering, but looks that are polished. Because when it comes to leadership as a woman, it's not about, oh, I look fashionable, I look stylish. No, it's not just about that. It's beyond that. It's creating looks that are clean, looks that are polished, looks that are put together. That's what amplifies your leadership and amplifies your executive presence. Now, when it comes to body types, we have different types of body types. In fact, even within these body types, there are nuances, but these are the general body types we have. We have the triangle, or what we call the pear. We have the inverted triangle. We have the hourglass. We have the diamond, and we have the rectangle. Now, each of these body types have their own rules. They have their own do's and don'ts. They have their own way. Outfits that look good on them, cuts, patterns, prints. Every body type has its own unique style that looks good on it. So this is why you need to master body type. Now let's look at my client again, another of my clients, Abisola. Now, before we started working together, Bisola struggled with clothing that did not flatter her figure. In fact, one thing that made her work with me was a video of mine that she saw on Instagram where I said, you don't use a tape to determine your body type. And she said that was the first time she was hearing it because she had always used the tape to measure her body type. And she thought she was an hourglass. So she would measure her body. The measurement would give her an hourglass, but she was indeed an inverted triangle. You see, when you have not mastered your body type, you, number one, you don't know what it is. So you can easily misdiagnose your body type and dress your body type like it was another body type. So that was one major problem Bisola had. She would see clothes. Okay, this is what you call it. What they say is good for hourglass. And when I measure my body, it's giving me an hourglass. But this doesn't look good on me. But when we worked together, we figured out what Bisola's body type was and how the clothes that look best on her. So when we work together, now Bisola understands her body type and she has learned to choose styles that highlight her strengths, highlight the best parts of her body. Now, when you look at these two pictures of Bisola, be honest, do you think they're the same person? But they're absolutely the same person. In fact, this is not Bisola at a different weight. This is Bisola at this exact weight that she is. Because we took these pictures when just a couple of, I don't even think it's up to 2 weeks apart that we took these pictures, right? So it's not that she lost weight. No, she didn't lose weight. Bisola is the exact same weight here as she is here. The exact same weight that she is here as she is here. And this is why I say your body is not the problem. When you gain body type mastery, you understand clothes that flatter your body. Bisola was wearing clothes that made her look fatter that added weight to her because she did not understand her body type. Someone said she's a new person. Exactly. Now, this is the importance of body type mastery. And this was what Bisola had to say. Bisola turned down speaking engagements because, again, I work with lots of high level executives, high level entrepreneurs, high level consultants. Bisola is a partner at an international company. She's not a baby. She's not no, she's a partner at an international company. And she used to have speaking engagement gigs. People would call her to come and speak. But Bisola said she always turned down speaking engagements because she didn't feel confident in the way that she showed up. Is your style preventing you from showing up in capacities that you can, like Bisola was? Is it preventing you from showing up in places that will bring you visibility, that will increase your credibility and impact? But you don't feel confident enough to show up. That was Bisola's story. But after our work together, Bisola could gain confidence. She understood her body type and how to dress for it. Body type mastery is super powerful. The second core element of authority style is power dressing. Power dressing is not about wearing formal clothing. When you talk about power dressing, people think, oh, it's just for me to wear a suit. It's not about that. No, you mustn't even wear a suit for you to consider the power dress, for you to be considered power dressing. Power dressing is about strategically choosing pieces that communicate confidence and authority. It's a strategic, it's a strategic move. Power dressing is not just no, it's not just formal, it's not just formal wear. Now, what are the principles of power dressing? Number one is tailored fits. Number two is structured pieces. Number three is bold but sophisticated color choices. Now, when I say bold but sophisticated color choices, I don't necessarily mean you must wear pink or green, because some of you work in strict environments that have strict adherence to certain dress codes. So it's not about the colors per se. It's not about wearing bold colors. It's about choosing colors strategically. Now let's take my client Chidera. Chidera is another client of mine. Chidera again is a top executive at her firm. So she wanted to master power dressing. And we just tweaked certain things, introduced structure to her look, introduced color, because when it comes to you creating your power looks, there are certain things that will make you look powerful as opposed to other things, as well as color. So when we dialed that, Chidera could now dress, create her own unique power looks. As you can see in her before, this look had no structure or no coordination. Because here's the thing I say, I tell my clients that it's not enough to just look good. It's not enough to look okay. I just put clothes on and it's okay. No, it's not enough to just look okay. You want to look your best, because again, we're talking about personal branding. We're talking about representation. Representation and personal branding doesn't have off days. There are not days that you say, okay, today I don't feel like representing myself. Today I don't feel like representing my brand. No, today I just feel like looking ordinary or looking like a sales rep, as someone as someone um, talked about my client, right? Before our work together. Authority doesn't have off days, especially if you're a woman in leadership. So understanding the role of power dressing is one of the core aspects of authority style. When you dress powerfully, you naturally project authority and command attention in professional settings. When you understand the rules of power dressing, you naturally project authority and command attention in professional settings. Now, what have we talked about so far? First of all, we establish the foundation of authority, where we lay the foundation, put the rods. That was with our authority mindset, aka identity, understanding your identity. That's the base of the authority mindset. Then we talked about representation and branding as the second part of the foundation. So that would be the cement that we pour into the ground so that the ions can be very well seated in the foundation. That is representation and personal branding. And we talked about personal branding and representation in terms of the words. So you have to have pillar words. What are the words that you want your brand to be associated with? As you saw, my client Fumi, who is the head of the second largest pharmaceutical chain in Nigeria, we talked about personal branding, representation. When someone sees you, what are the words that you would want to come to mind? And then, secondly, we talked about the core element of authority. And we talked about body type mastery. And you saw my client transformation, how just by mastering her body type, she could completely alter the outlook of her body. Before, her clothes made her look fat, and she thought, oh, I was overweight. Maybe I need to lose weight before I can actually be stylish. But no, she found out that it's not about that. I just didn't master my body type. And then we talked about the art of power dressing. And we talked about the elements that make up power dressing: structure, cut, fabric, all of these things. And these are also unique to the different body types. Now I know this can seem like a lot. So what's the next step? What's your action plan? Well, I have an action plan already laid out for you because, again, this can seem like a lot. Um, my pillar words: personal branding, identity, body type mastery, power dressing. How do I connect everything together? How do I really bring everything together to bring about a transformation? How do I really, put all these things together in a way that makes sense? And as female leaders, one thing I always say is you cannot do things that the masses are doing. You cannot rely on DIY. Okay, I've learned this thing. Maybe I should go and Google. I should go and number one, you're pressed for time. You don't even have that time. So why not put your time into more resourceful things and leave the task to people who are equipped for it? And that's why I'm introducing to you the Style for Authority Challenge. Now, what is the Style for Authority Challenge? The fact Style for Authority Challenge is a 5-day guided journey to put what you've learned into practice. So, identity, the personal branding, pillar words, all these things. That's like, how do I connect everything together? The 5-day of Staff Authority Challenge is a guided process. You'd have access to daily videos and exercises that will help you build authority in your style step by step. So there's a step-by-step process for the 5 days. So each day has its video, each day has a target. This is if it's body type mastery, this is it. If it's personal branding, this is it. And then there's also a supportive community to motivate and inspire you along the way. So if you sign up for the challenge, you become part of a community of like-minded women who are motivated to transform their style and build their authority. Now, what would you gain from the Style for Authority Challenge? Number one, you'd learn to dress for your body type and master the art of power dressing. Number two, you develop an actionable style blueprint that's aligned with your leadership goals. Number three, you build a powerful mindset. Remember, we talked about identity as the foundation. You build a powerful mindset that supports your image and transformation. Now, why should you join the Style for Authority Challenge? Accountability. Now, left to you, you might think, okay, I've learned these things. Let me see, let me try and implement them. And before you know, 2025 is here and you're making New Year resolutions. You don't make New Year's resolutions when it's New Year. You make your New Year resolutions before New Year so you get into the New Year prepared. How do me and my team prepare for the coming week? We don't prepare for the coming week on Monday. I realize that a lot of leaders, that's how they start their week. They start their week on Monday. They have their team calls on Monday. I switched that up. I said we'll have our team calls on Friday because on Monday is already too late to start preparing for the week. So we prepare for the week on Friday before the new week starts so that we hit the ground running when the new week starts. It's the same thing. 2025 is barely a few weeks away. So you start preparing for 2025 now. If you're looking to create impact, if you're looking to move to the next level, looking to get a promotion, looking to get on a board, looking to get into the C-suite, it's now that you start working towards that. So that's the benefit of joining the Style Challenge. Accountability. You have daily activities. So again, the resources, the videos are direct and straight to the point, and you have actionable steps to make you take action every single day for 5 days. It makes implementation simple and achievable. You also have personalized guidance for deeper, lasting results. Because of course, I'll be working hand in hand with you. Now you choose your path to authority. The Style for Authority Challenge has three pathways. We have the general admission. The general admission, you get 5 days entry into the challenge and you get access to the video vault. So the video vault, you have things like personal branding, body type mastery, identity, all of these videos you have access to for the 5 days of the challenge. You also get access to the private community so that again you have that community of people cheering you on who are on the same path and journey with you. And the general admission costs $50, which is just 35,000 naira. We have the VIP admission. The VIP admission guarantees you 5 days entry to the challenge. You also get access to the video vault. So each day, like I said, has its own video lesson attached to it. You get access to the private challenge community. You get to attend the exclusive Q&A sessions. So at the end of every day, I'm going to be having a Q&A session. So you get to attend those sessions and you get to learn from those sessions. You get exclusive workbook to guide you on your journey. So at the end of every day, at the end of every video lesson, you get a workbook that also helps you, guides you on the journey, gives you a direct path to transformation. This VIP package costs $150. In Naira, it costs 105,000 Naira. Then there's a platinum package. The platinum package guarantees you 5 days into the entry into the challenge rather, access to the video vaults, access to the private challenge community. You get access to ask questions during the Q&A session. So for the VIP, what you'll be doing is listening to how I answer the challenges that the platinum package attendees have. So when you do your task for the day, you watch the video for the day, you might have questions. If you get the platinum package, you have the ability to ask those questions and I provide tailor-made answers for you in the Q&A sessions. You also get personalized body type analysis from me. So I personally analyze your body type. You don't need to go through the stress of mastering. I will tell you what your body type is because I'm personally going to be doing that task for you, doing that heavy lifting for you. You'll get access to the video, of course, but I'll do the analysis part for you. And all you need to do is just watch the video and for your viewing pleasure. You also get access to an exclusive workbook with extra content and style strategies. This is for the platinum package. The platinum package costs $250. In Naira, it costs 210,000 Naira. Now there's an early bird offer. If you sign up between the next 72 hours, you're going to be receiving a free style guide PDF from me. It contains quick style tips, what you will be getting of the packages within the next 72 hours. You'll be getting this complimentary. Okay, so this is how you create. This is how you create authority. This is how you create authority through style. And these again are my clients, Fumi. You already saw her. Fumi amplified her leadership and her confidence because she showed up powerfully in her office, in her leadership position. You also saw my client, Bisola Chidera. You also saw their transformation. Chidera can now wear colors that she didn't know she could. She's been equipped with tools to elevate her style, and her visibility and brand has improved. Bisola no longer turns down speaking engagements as she's become confident as she mastered her body type. So, how do you sign up for the Style for Authority Challenge? You can go to oleriaudio.com/style challenge. You can DM me the word on Instagram, challenge, and someone will send you the link. Or you can, in fact, right now, you should receive an email right now. Yes, you should receive an email right now. You should receive, oh my goodness, please, my other screen is is interrupting. Okay, so as at right now, you should even get an email in your inbox right now with the registration link with all of the steps. So all you need to do is choose your preferred package and you're on your way to building a style that commands authority, a style that commands respect and attention. So I'll be taking 5 minutes to take questions. I'll be taking 5 minutes to take questions. But before I take questions, I want to know your takeaway. What's your takeaway from today? Um, Udeme, please also leave the link to the Style for Authority Challenge in the group. Leave it in the WhatsApp group. All of you here would have gotten an email right now. The link to register for the Style for Authority Challenge is already in your email. So all you need to do is click on that link, choose your preferred tier, and you'll be on your way to transformation. Remember, the early bird expires in 3 days. So if you want to get that juicy offer, that personalized style guide that contains style inspirations, power outfits, and tips, you have to meet the early bird offer. Register between now and the next 72 hours. So I want to hear from you. What one takeaway that you took from today? Talked about authority. We laid the foundation of authority. We talked about the core aspect of authority style. What one takeaway that you had from today's session? Please let me know. Leave me a comment. What one takeaway that you had from today's session? What's one takeaway that you had from today's session? What's one takeaway that you had from today's session? Let me know. Okay, please leave the link in the um, WhatsApp group as well. Everyone has been sent an email again, please. Everyone has been sent an email. Thank you. I have a number of takeaways from this critical. You do not let people exactly, exactly. Some of you already stated your power, your pillar words. Some people said powerful. Someone said elegant. You all have the words that you want to be identified with. You all have those words. It's important that you embody those words, that you build a style that embodies those words. All right. I think we can call it a day here. I think we can call it a day here. It was so lovely having this 1 hour plus with you beautiful women. Thank you so much for indulging. Thank you so much for attending. I had a good time myself. It was an interactive class. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you at the Style for Authority Challenge. You have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful night rest and lead with authority. Good night, people.